And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Copa America Semifinals, also known as the WCS 2015 Season 2 Latin America Challenger League. Well, that's a mouthful.
Definitely, it's did you do all that in one breath?
I think so.
Well done. So, we are here, guys, live from Cruxel Studios in Stockholm, Sweden. And it's just past 2 AM our time. And we're going to be giving you guys two best of fives today. It's going to be, like you said, the semi-finals. And, well, they do have the guaranteed spots into Challenger League. It's all going to come down to who's going to be making it on into the finals of Copa America, because those two players get their two very exclusive spots to Premier.
That global group of a massive amount of players.
And money.
And tons of money.
Don't forget that.
And fame. And fortune.
You know, money and fame kind of sounds like a good deal to me.
That does sound like a good deal. Now, here's the thing. We are going to have two best of fives today, two TVZs. We're going to start off with the first series, which will be CatZ versus Kelazhur.
Ooh, that's going to be a bit of a rematch from last season, actually.
Oh, yeah. They actually faced in the Copa America... Latin America WCS.
Yeah, that was season 1 of this year, where Kelazhur actually 3-0'd CatZ.
Yeah.
So knocking him out in decisive fashion. So we'll have to see, you know, can CatZ get his revenge?
Yeah, well, we're going to see if he can. Now, of course, the second series is going to be Cham versus Major. Of course, Major, probably one of the most, if not the most, famous player coming out from Latin America. Yeah,
I think like he goes hand in hand with CatZ. Because just, I mean, Major has not only put even though I know this actually for a fact that he doesn't like flying, so he's struggled a little bit in, you know, making it out there to the local offline events and stuff like that in Europe and North America, etc., etc. But nonetheless, this guy at least is a TVT monster.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely excited to see what he can bring to the table.
Yeah, well, it is going to be interesting. I mean, as I said, Kelazhur did make it to Premier League, surprising a lot of people. And it was
a bit of an upset, right?
It was a big upset. People didn't know really who he was, what to expect, and a lot of pro players came around saying, you know, this guy is the real deal. He's really good. He comes onto the ladder. He beats everyone, and I'm really afraid of facing him.
Does he play like a lot NA, mainly the NA server, or does he jump over to Korea?
A lot of NA was seen. I'm not sure about if he ladders on Korea or not. Gonna have to ask him personally for that. But I think that it's going to be very interesting to see how well Kelazhur can really pull out here against CatZ once again, because as we said, it's a bit of a rematch.
I think, I don't know how much these guys have played previously. I mean, one of the most important results naturally being in WCS, because I mean it is one of the biggest tournaments that sort of enclose the entire sphere of StarCraft 2. It's kind of the equivalent of League of Legends LCS kind of thing.
It is.
That is going like regional qualifiers. Oh, yeah. What do they call them? Splits?
Yeah, they call them like spring splits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we kind of had the same thing with like all the regional qualifiers leading up to the global finals.
Yeah, I kind of like it, but we don't actually have we're patented for just this only tournament really. Yeah. Where we see a lot of different other tournaments like GSL and SSL all kind of seeding into the to the WCS.
Yeah, because you'll get like WCS points for all of these major events, Premier events on top of that, and then I mean even some online qualifiers give you a handful of that. I believe you get WCS points as well if you make it into a certain round in DreamHack, if you're playing the open bracket.
No,
if I'm not mistaken, you get like 100 or something. Like it's not a crazy amount, but at least your efforts will get you some of those WCS points, which, of course, very important when it comes to that seeding later on. Yes,
because you want to make it to the global finals. Now that being said, we actually do have a bit of info about the players. So first and foremost, let's look at our 4 players here, shall we? We have CatZ versus Kelazhur coming out first, and then followed up by Cham and Major, which is going to be TVZs, both of them.
Yes, sir.
And well, we do have here our first player, CatZ, of course, the team manager for Root. And, well, he did play pretty well, just managing to get out from that ZVZ against, who was that again? Mere names, man. It was Reason.
Yes, Reason. Oh yeah, that the final game they played on Iron Fortress was really close and really intense, and Reason actually had CatZ there on the ropes, but he managed to turn things around at the very last second. So yeah, it's he nonetheless he is going to be up here against teammate Kelazhur.
Yeah, teammate, or rather his subordinate almost.
His underclassman.
Exactly. CatZ is the team manager for this guy, who is actually going to be Kelazhur.
I mean, imagine if he's been like, okay, Kelazhur, you need to practice your ZVT a little, and here, here they are.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's probably regretting that TVT. Actually, he's probably been talking about TVT all day. He's like, no, practice TVT. He's like, no, but TVT,
so
I might...
trying to push him away from it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
No, don't worry about it. Like,
but like, there's so many players, including you. Like
Zergs so many Zergs in Copa America. He's like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry about. Just worry about
Major.
Just worry about Major.
Yeah. Well, this guy, of course, as you can see here, great performance in WCS Season 1 is the least you can say about this guy. Made the Premier from nowhere and just, well, at least if you didn't watch too much of Latin America. So, yeah, like a big upset there.
A very dramatic entry onto the esports map.
And he did really pull a Shaq. You remember Shaq from DreamHack who like had that one amazing run? Taking
like,
that,
wait, was that SJAAK?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Who like had one great run and then like kind of died
vanished.
out. Exactly, vanished. He was picked up by Mousesports after leaving ECV. But Kelazhur didn't really do the same. He instead of having that one great group or run, he actually went through his right the way into Premier. He did really well for himself, and then he's constantly been doing really well in different events all over the place.
Did he land on like a round of 32, round of 64 kind of finish, or make it even deeper?
He didn't really make it to the playoffs. I mean, but he did well for himself.
But at least the qualifications for Premier is still a feat.
Yeah, he got into Premier. So I mean, a great feat. Of course, now with the global Premier, it's completely different from last year. But
I mean, they've stepped it up a little bit.
They really have.
Nearing globalization in terms of the actual tournament. But yeah, so our first series is going to be CatZ versus Kelazhur.
Yeah. And I even have the map list here if you want to check them out.
Yeah, so please, what maps are we going to see and in what corresponding order?
It's going to be Coda into Vanny, into Echo, Inferno, and then if we go to that fifth game, it's going to be on Cactus Valley.
Cactus Valley. 4-player map. So 2 4-player maps in a row, Inferno Pools and then Cactus Valley. Until then, just 2 spawning locations, 2 players.
Yeah.
They both know where they're gonna be. So opening up this series, we might see some crazy cheese. You never know.
You never know. I mean, the thing is, this is CatZ we're talking about, and he's going to face a teammate. They have talked tons, I can promise you that, about different strategies, how to play this out, especially for this WCS season. I can promise you that. I mean, to be honest, like, I'm going to give you the word in 1 second. Just like, I have to say, think of CatZ, who is so innovative. If he has, when they picked up Kelazhur after that great run, think of how much they've worked together with different kind of builds and how to have, your mindset and everything. The thing is, these guys probably know each other really well by now.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted to touch upon, right? I'm, on the other hand, really curious about how has he been thinking around this? So, like, has CatZ sort of withheld information about Zerg versus Terran, specifically because he knows that there's a chance he will be running into Kelazhur here in Copa America, or is he just going by the thing like, we're both on the same team, so it doesn't really matter. I just want you to be as good as you can be, and thus he's just sort of poured information over Kelazhur, just to give him as much as possible to work with.
To be honest, I think the level of mind games between these two guys are actually going to be pretty insane, because I just got some inside information from CatZ himself.
Is this confirmed then?
Yes, he said right in the lobby chat they are going to be sitting next to each other as they play.
So there's going to be like
in the team house.
So like, imagine if they've set it up so you've got like CatZ here, and then screen, and then there's Kelazhur, and then, like, he can peek over and like look into the eyes of his opponent.
Yeah, actually warn them they shouldn't be peeking.
Yeah, as the 2 racks are finishing in his natural.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be very tense here. Nonetheless, I actually really enjoy it when we have a series on our hands like this, a little bit of a rematch from the previous season. So we'll have to see, can CatZ get that reverse 3-0? I mean, that would be something. Yeah,
that would be something. It's he's the elder here, so to say. He's team captain.
It's like, respect your elders.
Yeah, exactly. He has to kind of regain his respect here,
regain his honor,
his valor.
Lost valor is very hard fought to regain, guys. That being said, as you can see, we are loading in right now to our first map in our first semi-finals here of Copa America and WCS Latin America. They sort of go hand in hand, these 2 events interlocking into each other. So the first round has started here, Alex, to determine who is going to be our first player into Premier League.
Indeed. So let's go with the first game, shall we?
Yes, sir. So, right away, here we have our first player on Team Root Gaming. It is going to be the Red Terran, Kelazhur. And in the bottom right, here on Coda, in the blue, also playing for Team Root, in fact, team captain, it is going to be none other than CatZ.
Right. Well, best out of 5. Only 2 today, so it's going to be a pretty short cast unless we have some really extraordinary length in these series. Now, me and Tenchi actually stayed up all day today casting not only Copa America last night, but also casting Kung Fu Cup for a few hours.
Yeah, so I mean, we've had a fairly long shift.
Something to note here is that for the next series, I'm actually going to jump right to the next series to talk about that.
We're skipping this one altogether.
Yeah, you know, who cares?
We're going to have like a blind raffle of who gets the 3-0.
Yeah, we could have that. Why not? But, you know, the thing is, Major hasn't played any anything really notable for about, what's it now, 2 months, I think? Like, anything really. Like, if you check out, like, recorded games, you won't find anything for 2 months.
He's been, like, sort of really staying underground.
Yeah, for 2 months now. But the thing is, he's actually playing today in Copa America and tomorrow for the KFC. So,
yeah, that's
he's
true.
actually playing twice really quickly.
2 tournaments in quick succession of each other.
Yeah.
And like it's also going to be fairly high skill kind of thing. So it's like you can't slack off if you want to be making it through here.
Exactly. And the thing is, coming from not playing any tournaments to starting to play both Copa America and this is going to be a lot of strain on Major. But of course, he's played so many tournaments in his day, so he probably shouldn't have too much to worry about here. Now, let's get back to this series, because we have a Reaper opening coming out for Kelazhur. And, well, CatZ just goes into the standard here with the pool and gas right off that first hatchery.
Want to see how early was that gas for Kelazhur? Doesn't... okay, only now gets the first Reaper, so isn't going to have enough for a second one just yet. So, can... it was not the 11 gas or the 12 gas.
It's pretty close in timing though, so it's like, yeah, you're gonna have 50
Oh wait,
gas.
no, actually he okay, queued it up, never mind.
Okay.
So it could have actually been an 11 gas here. Or we'll see him go up to 3 Reapers. Okay, yeah, it's definitely going to be the 3 Reaper opening. I mean, even starts that bunker. And already starting things off fairly aggressive. He might actually lose this SV, but gets away at the very last second. Will maybe have to start microing this a little bit. Needs to be so careful to make sure he does not swing over to the other side, because he's 1 hit away from death. And now he's actually going to get trapped.
Ooh.
And get taken out here. CatZ, however, is going to have to pay with a drone in return.
Yeah, and that's bunker kind of being used as a wall right now for the Reaper to buy some time. And CatZ not really catching that Reaper. It's gonna work his tank as well as this, as the Reaper now starts to pick off the links a bit.
One thing as well, you know, the fact that it's just there kind of will keep CatZ a little bit on his toes, because if he's not ready, you know, could have sent another CV across, but no, just cancels that. But he gets up 2 more drone kills. He's up to a total of 3 already with these first initial Reapers, and well, you know, very good opening so far for Kelazhur. He's got the 3rd Reaper on the way. Might actually pick up drone number 4, and there we go, gets that. And, well, that's actually a really good start here. He's going to get even more kills here, Alex.
Yeah, good micro from CatZ with that first drone getting the gas, the second one as well, so he doesn't lose too many, but all in all, this has been a lot of kills, and that's because Kelazhur's micro has been right on point. CatZ is doing his best, but, well, against 3 Reapers, it's just so much damage. And look at this, the first queen goes down, and the thing is, 2 Reapers is enough to kind of kill Queen, 3 is absolutely enough, and look at that, just dodging with a Reaper so he doesn't lose it.
And he needs to be so careful. But nonetheless, so what damage assessment here for a second, Alex. Got a queen and 5 drones for the loss of an SCV and a cancelled bunker.
Even 4 links on that.
Killing even more now. So these Reapers have been worth their weight in gold. CatZ now, however, with that speed finish, he's making more Zerglings. And, well, Kelazhur is just going to give away these Reapers. No, I can't imagine he'd want to be doing that. Does lose 1, but he's going to be forced to back out of here. CatZ, though, taken some fairly heavy damage. I mean, losing 4 more drones, up to a total of 9 kills. He's just going to drop this Baneling nest. And with this, what can we see? Is he just going to try to go for a bust here?
Let's see, he's still making links. He's up to 18, making 6 more. It looks like he wants to be honest. That's a lot of links he's producing. And Actually, he's down to 21 workers, so this is absolutely what he's going to try. Now, he should be hiding these links so that he doesn't show the massive amount he has, and of course, hiding the banelings is the most important thing. He's going to go to the third base right away.
A good position.
Yeah, well, he's going to be able to avoid those Hellions. And the thing is, we see Banshees coming out from this, so it's all about getting through this first layer so the Hellions can't really kill the banelings quickly enough.
I really like that for a second. Kelazhur.
Oh!
Okay, he sees the links. He sees now.
He knows.
He knows. This was an assembly area. You did not want that to be found out. And now CatZ is going to try to go for the wraparound. He's actually getting some fairly good surface area, but the first volley of those Hellions completely disintegrate those Zerglings. And now the Banelings here, without that speed, how are they going to get the connections they're looking for? Already, only 2 remain, and now a single Baneling. That's all that's left here for CatZ. Behind all of this, Kelazhur, even though he takes a few hits there, loses 4 SCVs, getting up to a few more kills, he still has that worker advantage. CatZ investing a lot of money into making these Zerglings, and he's not done close to enough damage, and that's just going to be GG right away.
Yeah, it's a bit too much for CatZ to kind of handle after losing all those
I kind of lost my breath there for a second.
No, I have to say though, like CatZ trying, but it was a bit sloppy to me at least, that he gets this kind of bunch of units right into that third base, and he starts morphing everything, and then he rallies to the same location.
No, there should be like if you want to hide, because the importance is not actually the amount of lings. The big like battering ram of the entire assault is in fact the banelings. So those are the ones you want to keep hidden. But I mean, displaying exactly where his staging area was. So as you say, a little bit of a slip up there. And, you know, with the move out that we saw there from Kelazhur, could have actually ended up catching him off guard as the Terran units on the other side of the map.
Yeah. And I feel like the best way to rally him would have been... I think the best way to rally would be to the other third base. Because if Kelazhur comes out...
So, like, one side, and...
Exactly. So, if Kelazhur comes out, you can trap him. If it doesn't, well, he didn't scout it, and you kind of win the game. But it's very difficult against a heavy Hellion opener to kind of pull this off unless you get the surprise.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, the Banshees, as they come into play.
Yeah.
You can focus fire the Banelings.
Yeah, the thing is, it's one of the better openers, though, because there won't be any bunkers, you won't have any Marines.
Oh, that's true. Like, there's actually very little in terms of actual numbers for the Terran.
But what the Banes have to do is they have to kill most of the Hellions and get through, or they need to get through and kill a bunch of SCVs. One of those two are kind of the goals here for CatZ, but, you know, it didn't work out.
No.
Teammate a bit too strong.
I still want to say, though, that CatZ took... like sort of unforgivable amounts of damage from the first 3 Reapers, losing 9 drones and a Queen.
Yeah.
I mean, you should at best perhaps be giving away 2 or 3 drones. More than that, then just having to remake those drones lost as you continue adding links and stuff like that. It gets really costly for you, and it just slows you down so much. So CatZ sort of ran out of options there, really. Cause I
oh yeah, when you fail that, it is an all-in.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Yeah, but it's like we saw, you know, behind the opening from Kelazhur, the third command center.
Yeah.
And CatZ with those losses, if he wants to play macro, it's going to be him playing catch up for.
You mean after the Reapers?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, even before he decided to go for the all-in, like taking those losses early game.
He was much further behind than he really needed to be.
Oh yeah.
I have to say. So we're going to see, you know, what can he do now in map number 2? Game 1 there, not going his way at all. Maybe this is where he can redeem himself. But as you can see, guys, we're now loaded in. So we're just going to go right in game. And here we are. First player here in the top right. It's going to be a red Terran. Up 1 game. It is going to be Kelazhur.
And his opponent in the southward position as the team leader of Root Gaming. It is going to be none other than CatZ, the architect.
One of the minds behind a lot of the interesting meta game changing builds, or other sort of adaptations in how to play around the meta. Because CatZ was kind of, you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna do my thing. Kelazhur though, he's just gonna go for the good old-fashioned proxy here. I think it's gonna be Reaper.
It looks like he's going to be Reaper because he doesn't pull the second SCV right away. So you should see a gas coming out in just a moment. And we saw something similar before, but that was with double. Actually, no, that was from a previous series we saw.
Yeah, the last round. What's his name?
Actually, not the last round. It was in the group stage before that, even, because we had no Terrans in the last round. Of,
no, that's actually true. We had one Protoss and 7 Zergs.
Yeah, completely balanced. I promise you.
Completely void of Terrans.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be Proxy Reaper, right?
Whoa!
Cat.
CatZ pulls down his work and changes his mind. That's because he drone scouts.
Oh, yeah, okay, so he saw no racks, sees the gas timing as well, so he identifies. Okay, so this is going to be a Proxy Reaper. Don't know where it is, but I'm going to prepare anyway. So good here for CatZ. Oh, well then.
And, well, this is going to be very interesting because Kelazhur...
CatZ going CatZ.
Exactly. Now, the point is this as well, that he sees the proxy hatch, so how does he respond? He knows that right now CatZ doesn't have too much at home, so he can build a bunker, but that means he has nothing at home. Now, if CatZ holds and he just sends a few links into the base of Kelazhur, he won't be able to mine, probably lose a lot of work as well if he doesn't pay attention. So now Kelazhur has to pull these SCVs off of the line, and he's not going to mine almost any minerals at this point. The income right now will be considerably worse for Kelazhur.
This is going to completely change the dynamic now. Over this second map, we'll see if CatZ is gonna let that finish. You know, back at home though, First Reaper has made his way out here. Spine started right away. The bunker though is gonna be a little bit of a hassle. First links have now finally hatched, and they're gonna push this Reaper back to the bunker. But now they have to buy time for that spine crawler to finish. Meanwhile, Kelazhur, well, he's dealing with this proxy hatchery quite well.
Yeah, now remember that Spikecore can never cover the entire mineral line, so you have to have the Spikecore in one way and the Queen in the other. But of course, when you get too many Reapers, then you can kind of hit that right-hand side.
And, you know, it becomes really awkward really for the Zug to deal with just prior to speed. However, though, gas, mining, speed, nothing. So, as you can see, we have that Roach Warren in production here behind the mineral line of CatZ. So far, he's made sure that Kelazhur has not seen it because he's sort of staying here there to the left, a little scared of overextending. And CatZ is just going to go for the proxy hatch in the natural instead. Is Kelazhur going to find this?
He knows his team manager. Wow.
He does, he does.
There we go.
Here we go, round 2.
Yeah, well, he's just going to have to pull SVs again. Yeah, 2 queens will kind of deter this.
Oh, I like this. Definitely, I really like this from CatZ if he goes up to 2. Could even go up to a 3rd, but he's actually going to go right for Burrow here for these roaches. Because that Roach Warren, Alex, it is done.
Now, here's the thing. If Kelazhur doesn't kill this hatchery, he's going to lose his main. Therefore, he's pulling all these SCVs. Now, the question is, did he actually see the Roach Warren? No, he didn't.
So he's just playing with the assumption of that something scary is going to happen if he lets that finish.
I would actually make the assumption as well. If I'm facing CatZ, he's trying to proxy like twice.
So you're like, okay, so his lings don't have speed yet. I mean, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen the pool dancing, moving at all, and I know he has that gas. So it's going somewhere. Because CatZ isn't the kind of guy who would just sit and not be spending that. I mean, the hatchery's even moving, so he knows that's going to be Burrow.
So CatZ right now is.
Oh, he sees it.
Yeah, well, technically, could also be a queen, of course.
But he saw the Roach Warren.
Oh, that's true. But the thing is here, CatZ being very smart. He actually injects with the queen with more health, so that he can actually save transfuses for his for the next queen. So you can always use the low health queen as the transfuse queen. Huh,
that's interesting. CatZ actually let that hatch finish. Didn't cancel it.
Well, he did get a few extra blue leaks, but he didn't focus down the
no lava
one center
actually from that hatchery either.
No.
Rough start again.
Well, I mean, he has these roaches on the way. Only 2 Widow Mines on the way right now, and the Reapers won't do anything as roaches. And to be honest, looking at lost units, like 6 Zerglings and 1 roach, it's not too bad. It's not too bad against what we saw from Kelazhur. And now, here comes the counter pressure. No units at home. I think we probably will see Banshee as soon as possible.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be really hard to bust up this wall. 2 Widow Mines. These 4 Reapers are going to come back home, and there will be a bunker on the high ground. There's just no way for CatZ to bust this. So he's going to have to figure something else out. Nice use of that Overlord, though. But I mean, the DPS from these 4 Reapers in the bunker is just going to be too much.
Well, if you're constant healing, then again, the Widow Mines kind of will reset, so...
Getting vision there with that Burrowed Roach.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. And of course, you regen much quicker because of that rapid regeneration. Now, we'll go to see Banshees from this. And, oh, actually opening up. That was pretty close from Kelazhur. Has to watch out.
Bringing back that Rax.
Whoa.
A couple of drones actually being sent out here. So, are we just going to see him drop a hatchery and then... No, what is he going to be doing with this? Oh, nice there. Baits the Widowmine shot.
Maybe takes the 3rd of his opponents. But then again, the Banshees will shut that down easily.
Yeah, that's true. And has nothing to shoot up, and now we have that turret on the way here as well, which is going to give Kelazhur that detection he needs. He's going to be able to bring down this depot potentially. He could also grab a couple of SCV kills, but nonetheless, he's really on a timer. That once this turret goes up, his like the usefulness of these roaches is just sort of going to wear out, as you can see now.
Yeah, well, one roach does go down in the end, but well, he's trying to do as much as he can with these few roaches. Now, Kelazhur scans to kill off the few last roaches here of CatZ. Won't get all of them before the scan runs out, though.
One gets away, leaving his dead roach brethren behind. But the Banshee has swung into the main of CatZ. Starts hitting this natural angle. Gonna start getting a couple of drones.
Sees the Spire as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, he has pretty much perfect information. CatZ taking some considerable losses here. Now he has the overseer, so he's going to be able to deflect this Banshee for now, but still, he's not really made anything happen with the counterattacks. The first initial Reaper harassment there, and the denial of that proxy hatchery, Killers are doing a really good job. And even though there's a spine, I mean, CatZ right now is kind of behind in almost every department.
I feel that as well right now. He needs to get these mutants out ASAP, and he has a few roaches to kind of clear this up. Needs to focus the Banshee on his own overseer if he wants to kind of hold against the Banshees. Now, Kelazhur swings around. He knows he's not going to get the drones that was pulled, so he's going to go straight into the natural, and he can still get a lot of worker kills here. He can get up to 11 if he gets every single one.
Oh, well, that bar actually coming into play. No scan available, so all of these units are going to end up dying. However, no spores have been planted down here for CatZ. While all this has been going down, so now he's going to send over this overseer, but his queens are just so weak from the damage from these Banshees, so I don't think they're going to be enough here to bring these Banshees down. 8
workers did go down there, even 9, and now these Banshees are focusing down every single one. I think it would have been better for CatZ just to burrow every single worker, but well, he's going to let them die. I don't like this. 16 so far?
And
that's way too much.
Dropping down to 17 drones only. That's going to just...
wow.
His economy is kind of dead, and now he's going to pull out last-ditch effort here. Try to make an assault, and even, you know, running past those 2 Widow Mines, eating 2 more shots. What is he going to do? He's going to drop a Nidus and go for a low economy Nidus all in.
Yeah, no, I'm not... Like, I guess...
I don't see this working, dude.
Well, I think it's the only thing he can do at this point, though. To be honest, like, to his defense. Then again, it is going to be very, very hard to kind of pull this off. I mean, nothing really going for him, so it's going to be up to him to kind of get through this. That supply depot is still not raised, though, Kelazhur.
CatZ could just walk past that, but no, he's going to stay in, bring down this bunker.
Oh, is he?
The mass repair, though, does keep it up. And then look at that. Kelazhur just, oh, wait, I left the front door open, so
yeah.
Closes that there for a second.
Yeah, it's getting windy here.
It is. No, you don't want to let in the bugs. And in plain vision.
Yeah, in plain vision. Now, the thing is that Kelazhur kind of has to pull units to kill this off, but it's not in time, so we should see some units come out here. But I don't think we have too many. No, we have one roach and 2 queens.
I think that he wanted to be pulling the Terran army away towards the Snyder, so he could try to bust up the front, but Kelazhur not taking the bait. Instead, he's going to be using SCVs to kill this. And, well, these queens are kind of dead. Drops a transfuse in a move of desperation there, but back at home, once again, a Banshee swings in. And mineral line pretty much completely empty at this point.
Not much left here for CatZ, and Kelazhur just cleaning up the last few units. And well, this game not looking good for CatZ either. It's not going well for the route manager at this point.
Are we gonna have another 3-0 here from Kelazhur? Because I mean, he's just really been running over CatZ so far in this series, and takes the takes the 2-0 advantage now in our first semi-finals, which means that he's 1 game away from getting that Premier seed.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a really quick series so far. I mean, as it hasn't even gone in half an hour, and we already had 2 games, and CatZ really just got ravaged in both of them.
They're not looking good.
Oh.
So I mean, he's gonna have to figure something else out. Sort of interesting attempt there at the proxy hatchery. I think he could have actually placed that in a better position. You know, in hindsight.
The question is, I'm wondering though, did he place it so that he would actually get damage with it, or did he want to pull SCVs?
Yeah, that's what I guess that's the one thing that I'm sort of conflicted about. Like, what was the actual objective? What did he want to achieve?
He did hold against the Reapers for a long time.
Yes,
and only lost 4 lings.
Exactly. So like, he didn't take the same amount of damage he did as he did in game number 1. So he had some sort of fallback to go
Yeah.
with. But it's just that he ended up investing a lot of money into the hatcheries twice, with the second one actually getting killed and not cancelled. So even though mining time was lost, no real direct damage there from CatZ, and I think that's what he would have needed to be looking for, because the idea of proxy hatching and not letting your opponent find that, like if you start getting roaches out in their base, even if they trickle in one at a time, really hard to deal with when you have that opener that Kelazhur did.
Yeah, I completely agree, and especially the way Kelazhur kind of responded to it, because although CatZ got the perfect scouts and he responded really well by not even getting the hatchery, didn't even have to cancel his own hatchery, he got the pull right away. He was actually going to be fine to defend this, but like the way that Kelazhur just took his time, he started to kill feelings, but mostly he just like saw what's going to happen, and he held against the counter pressure from CatZ. And the thing is, although CatZ kind of held well and didn't lose too much, he spent so much on defense and getting aggressive units that his work count was just really in shambles.
Yeah, it was like a 16 to 18 drones, very, very low.
And he kind of got into this kind of anti-rhythm of the game where he would get units to kind of punish his opponent, but his opponent had enough defense, so that didn't do anything. And then he tries to drone up to catch back to cut.
But then he gets attacked and he's making.
Then he gets attacked. So he does everything in the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. Like you sort of put yourself in a really uncomfortable, hard position.
Yeah, and after that kind of spirals as well, because when you're down to like it was about 16 workers. He gets 45, so your opponent has triple your amount of workers.
I mean, as Zerg, if you don't have an overwhelming army, then you kind of end up dead, because Zerg gets really inefficient if you don't have an economy to back that up.
But what do you do when you have 16 drones? Like, I think the nice play was the only thing he could have done after his opponent got in. When he decided not to burrow in the main base, because the natural held, that was no problem. When those helms came back into the main base, and when those banshees started shooting every drone, he just didn't burrow. Like, he could have just control-clicked.
Yeah, I think he's looking a bit flustered.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it's not really that difficult. It's like control-click, so you take all the drones, and then just, that's all you need to do.
Yeah, but I mean, consider the first game, and now the second one. Kelazhur right away going very aggressive, proxy Reaper.
Yeah.
So game number 3, we'll have to see if CatZ can not only take this map, but for the first time, grab that initiative in terms of psychological warfare and what's going on. You know, it's going to be fairly important, this map. Of course, tournament life on the line right here for CatZ. So if he drops this series, another 3-0 to his teammate.
Yeah.
Like in last season WCS.
Oh, and think of how bullied you'd be by Kelazhur.
I wonder, like, if CatZ is in some way going to reprimand him in the team house. Like,
yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, like give him less food or something. Like cut his internet at 10 o'clock every night.
Oh, dude, that's the nightmare of every nerd.
So, like, be like a really bossy parent.
I was always afraid of my parents deciding to like have
pull
that
the
rule,
plug
because one of my friends had that. Like when we played, for instance, Arena in World of Warcraft, or when we played like anything. His mother would come in at like I think it was 9 p.m. when we were like in high school. His mum would come in and at 9 p.m. and say, like, in junior high, that is, and say, like, hey, you have to cut off now. And he wouldn't even say goodbye. He would, like, just cut it off.
Because, I mean,
he would press the button on the computer.
The rules are rules, just like plug pull.
Like, he wouldn't even turn it off. He would press the button on the computer to, like, hardcore shut it down.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
actually not good for your hardware.
No, it isn't.
That being said, guys, as you can see, we are now loaded into our potentially final game, unless CatZ can make something happen. So let's just get right into it. Our first player here in the top left, it's going to be the Red Terran playing for Team Root. 1 game away from Premier League. It is going to be Kelazhur.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner, right now 1 game away from certain defeat and being bullied by his teammates for ages and ages to come. It is none other than CatZ. And I want him to teach me the Ultralisk drop harass.
I wonder if that's even going to be a thing, you know. Maybe
we'll see. Was.
Yeah, but I mean, like, maybe CatZ is just gonna, like, in a move of desperation, load up one of those overlords with a single Ultralisk.
He installed that kind of bot software to have perfect micros. So he can drop. Like,
oh yeah, I've seen that. To be fair, actually, the Ultralisk drop harass wasn't it like back in Wings?
Way back in Wings.
So that's like when the Ultralisk was a really terrible unit.
Yeah. Well, it kind of always was.
To be honest, in the super late game,
Actually, a good question. Was it ever a good unit?
yeah, if you're like 3 bases ahead.
Yeah, I guess. Like in Hollow Swarm, it has been kind of underwhelming. I know it's a lot of stars, especially.
You have to give it though. Like it has insane damage. Like if it actually gets on top of you, it has really good damage. But that's a problem. It's really hard to actually gap close versus Bio or Protoss for that instance.
Like
so
the thing is, it had some specific builds or styles rather, like the Leenock early one in the early Hollow Swarm with the upgrade links going to ultras,
like quick melee armor.
Exactly. But then we saw like some stars as well getting ultras as the kind of late game competition against Terran. The problem is though that we find ourselves in right now that ultras don't really trade that cost effectively. So we see right now, for instance, Legacy of the Void adding a lot more armor to them as a kind of result of it. But you know what? We are still not in Legacy of the Void.
No, not yet. It's gonna be here. #soon, TM.
Yeah.
And then 2 years give or take.
Well, we do have the beta at least. Well, no, it's beta, yeah.
Yes, so, I mean, had a bit of a feel up with that. Sort of, fiddling around with the new units and stuff like that. Nonetheless, this is, the final game, perhaps. It's
hopefully not, though, for CatZ's sake.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I would feel so bad for CatZ.
I mean, he's hard fought. Barely made it through yesterday. So, had to be relieved about that. And now he's here, already down 2 games in this best of 5. So it's going to be, CatZ. Are you going to get it? He gets a very nice angle on this Reaper.
Yeah, that buys him time as well, because now that Reaper has to kind of regenerate before it pokes him way too far. Well, Kelazhur is going to trust his micro, never mind.
And so did CatZ. He was like, okay, do I make an extractor? No, I'll make a spawn. No, I'll actually make an extractor.
Well, maybe he can pull a suppy and try to trap it. But
yeah, so 6 and...
Yeah.
6/lucky. He's going to lose a drone. Come on, CatZ, he can't be doing this. Is he going to get this Reaper, though? That's going to be a very important pickoff. No, barely. Barely misses it.
Yeah, they scraped the armor, but it won't kill it. And, well, the Reaper right now is just going to regenerate.
I feel like a wind could have actually killed it there.
Well.
The wind from the fall down that ledge.
Yeah, it's like fall damage. Like, what? We don't have fall damage in StarCraft. Now you do.
Breaks his ankles.
It's like Valve.
Yeah, like you can't move, you can't be boosting the medevac and drop units at the same time because the velocity of the fall will actually hurt your units.
Wow. Getting way too specific.
Suddenly the game gets some really complex in-game mechanics, like
exactly
a cover mechanic.
Like no one can play it. You have to have like a solid education in it to understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's like you can't start taking cover behind units and stuff like that. But he's gonna swing in right again with this Reaper. Not really get any information this time. Speed is almost done as well, and Kelazhur probably aware of this. So, I mean, he's going to be falling back with this Reaper for now.
It looks like we're going to see like the Hellbat, Medevac, Marine start coming out here, because we still don't see a third. We don't see too many gases, and I mean, we should see the armor coming out pretty soon if he wants to go for any Hellbats. Can still see Hellions, but very common to see that kind of armory. CatZ, though, deciding to go for the Roach one, which is kind of a great counter action to any style that is going to push out with Hellions.
Kelazhur, is he going for the...
Okay, yeah, he's going for the Hellbat, Marine, and Medevac. Which is pretty... actually, pretty much of a... Like, it's pretty heavy pressure play. So if you don't deal any damage, remember, you don't have any energy base, and you don't have a third.
It's going to be a vast commitment in terms of resources here. Let's see, behind this, CatZ. What's going on? He's got the 3rd base. Baneling Nest now being added. 7 roaches already on the way.
Yeah, did he scout enough, though? That's a question. Because right now, if you look at the main base, he has seen virtually nothing. Although, with this Overlord, he's going to see the...
yeah, now he knows.
Yeah, he's going to see the Medevac, so now he knows exactly how much pressure is going to arrive here.
I think he knows that there's going to be Hellbats with this.
Yeah, he should know.
So scan does go down. First roaches here. Very important, actually. Without these, CatZ would have been in a bit of trouble, but he's going to actually chase Kelazhur back. Needs to, of course, be mindful of this drop, because I mean it could swing right up into the main, hit that 3rd perhaps.
At the same time, though, CatZ has been building a lot of links and roaches, and he's going for his own counter pressure.
Yeah, he stopped droning. He's got 34 drones.
Yeah, this is pretty much a semi-all, and this is he has the 3rd base, but no drones in it.
So there we go, the Banelings morphing, and so Ling, Bling, Roach all in. I remember GSL Finals where I saw this.
Yeah.
And, well, there's a lot of Hellions on the ground, Marines as well, giving some time for these bunkers to finish up. So even if he busts down this wall, then I don't know if he's going to be able to bring down these bunkers. That's going to be the important part here. There we go. First 3 depots gone. Kelazhur heavily supply blocked. He's not going to be able to add more units to this. And it's all going to be to CatZ now. Can he follow this up enough? Can he punch his opponent with enough force to sort of stagger him? Because if Kelazhur can stabilize behind this, CatZ is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now this is very confusing for me. Kelazhur still hasn't made any Hellbats out of these Hellions. He kind of needs them at this point. But, well, we have a few Baileys coming in here, getting killed off. And they're not doing anything. Kills off the bunker, but these roaches aren't enough. And Kelazhur is making the hold right now. And he's actually upping workers right now.
Another set of Baileys make in and kill most of those Hellions. And now
no micro.
No, only a single Banshee and 2 Marines in this bunker. CatZ making the swing back that he needed. This is exactly that he needed to do in this map. These Lings, though, miscontrolled, attacking this bunker that's getting heavily repaired. He needs to be sending these up into the main or something. Because, I mean, he's actually still losing a lot. Kelazhur is still maintaining a lot of control, and the drop I was talking about earlier, that's actually hitting CatZ right now in that main with 4 Hellbats, and he's killed a lot of these drones, Alex.
Yeah, he's forcing a lot of the Lings back as well. Now Kelazhur is not taking any more damage in his natural.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool actually from Kelazhur. And well, right now CatZ is forced out of Kelazhur's base, and that was a very important drop.
Yeah, I mean, this was actually the saving grace here for Kelazhur. If he wasn't distracting CatZ with this, and also doing counter-economical damage, he would be in a world of trouble. But now, nonetheless, I think that's why CatZ wasn't actually paying attention there with those Lings. Because he was too focused here on the drop.
Well, the drop will run right into the main where there's only 3 workers. Just drop right on one poor drone, but we'll survive. And, well, right now, Kelazhur is just kind of regrouping here. But look at this. Tenshi right now, we see more Banshees coming out for Kelazhur as he's just going to add a lot of barracks. He's going to set up his army. And I think, to be honest, that Kelazhur, if he just macros out of this, it's going to be very difficult for CatZ because CatZ is still behind in workers. It's just that 3rd base and engineer bay missing that
nice.
Working against Kelazhur.
Focus fired that first Hellbat as it dropped, by the way. So, got a 1-shot. 2 Banshees with Cloak that were back at home defense will engage with this Spore Crawler, but he's going to actually lose one. Not paying attention there. CatZ, though, on the other hand, losing 2 overlords in the middle of the map. No way to really defend these guys, so...
Yeah, a bit scrappy right now this game. A lot of trades back and forward.
Yeah, but the thing is here, though, because CatZ, look at this. 35 drones. Very weak economy, and he's actually making more units now. I think this is, like you said, you know, that position where you're sort of stuck... you want to be droning, but you can't, because the moment you stop making units, you get overrun. Yeah,
I feel the same. And, well, he's going to get in with a lot of Lings here, but, well, they're not being microed. There we go. Now they're being microed to kill off a lot of the workers, which he really needs at this point, because the Banshees have killed a few by themselves. Now focusing down that hatchery, and, well, CatZ is doing his best to hold it, but he's going to lose a lot of health on it, at least.
And both of these guys constantly attacking into each other's economy. Trading workers for workers, but CatZ just always behind. And this 3rd base getting lower and lower. He has the spores ready, but I mean, how do you stop this amount of Hellbats? He's only got a handful of Zerglings and 2 Roaches. That's literally it. Some more reinforcements now, though, from the natural. This is going to be very important. Lots of Lings, and even though Hellbats, of course, very good against those units, is going to buy a little time, and he's getting some good volleys off. But these Banshees really being worth their weight in gold right now versus these Roaches.
Oh, they truly are, and right now, Banshees just deal so much damage. Kelazhur gets right on top of CatZ, and Tenshi, are we really seeing Kelazhur 3-0-ing CatZ again?
Yeah, man, I think it. Look at that, doubling his opponent right now in the worker count. He's constantly sending units across the map here, and CatZ taking more economical damage. So little anti-air left. Even a 3rd Banshee comes on here to join in the battle, and I think this is going to be it. I think Kelazhur, once again, just going to get that clean 3-0 versus CatZ, and there we have it. And Kelazhur makes it into Premier League, knocks down CatZ once again, thwarting his opportunity to get into Premier. And well, we'll see if we're going to hear back from him within a good 24 hours. Otherwise, I guess we'll have to call the authorities. CatZ cannot be happy about this.
He most certainly won't be. But well, to be honest, he's probably happy that his teammate is going to go to Premier League, although he isn't.
A little sad. It's like you know, bittersweet kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so. They're sitting next to each other right now, so it's probably easy to also
maybe CatZ is crying.
Yeah, talk it out, hug a bit.
You know, get the have to get it out of your system.
Yeah, yeah.
But nonetheless, very good games there from Kelazhur.
I'd say, yeah, he managed to, although it was a bit, it got really odd a few times.
Yeah, now in this last game.
Yeah, like this last game, the second game as well, a bit back and forth at least. But
game 1 was really clean though.
Yeah, so I think Kelazhur, like game 1 really clean, game 2 didn't look all that great the first few minutes,
I think
but
it was
then
kind
it
of
looked really strong for him.
It was more CatZ making a few mistakes than Kelazhur like playing really well, even though
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah, I agree. But you know, that being said, congratulations to Kelazhur making it through. We have one more best of 5 here for you guys tonight, and that is going to be Cham versus Major.
For TVZ.
Yeah, another TVZ. So with that, as you can see, I'm gonna move out of the way.
Thank you.
This is our next one, as you can see on these like big screens behind us, these 4K monitors.
Yeah, an excuse to lean back.
Any excuse, like so relaxing.
Such a slacker.
Yeah, so you guys can see what's going on. No, but that being said, we're just gonna have a quick intermission before we return with the last series to determine who is going to be the second player to qualify for WCS Premier League. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching us here out of CatZ Studios.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Copa America 2015 Season 2, also known as the WCS Season 2 for Latin America. Challenger League, of course. Let's not forget that part. It's such a mouthful, I don't know.
Yeah, man, still like doing that in one breath. I'm impressed. I think like...
Dude, I could do twice that.
You know that I used to sing a lot and I still like have just terrible, like really bad lungs.
The thing is, like, I have the worst... Like, I couldn't run a mile if I needed to. Probably, okay, 2 miles.
So you like really bad cardio?
Dude, my cardio is the worst because I'm a basketball player, so I can run really quickly.
I don't think you do it anymore, do you?
I actually do it for fun sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes,
yeah, you know,
in a playground.
Can have a game sometimes. You can crush me.
Yeah, probably just dunk over you. So the thing is, like, I have the worst cardio, but I have pretty good lungs because I love to shout a lot.
Oh, you're a very loud guy.
I am a very loud guy.
You're a very loud person.
The thing is, like I have to load myself.
I can hear you coming like from miles away.
That's because when I walk around, like,
it's like
fee fo fum.
Sounds like a moose, you know.
Well,
breaking through the forest.
Well, I'm a big guy.
You're
I'm 6'5".
Yeah, you're really tall, actually.
It's fun to kind of sit down and we seem like pretty cool.
If you compare the like heights of the chairs, I can't. If I move a little bit, you can see like this is where my
oh yeah, my armrest is down here. Yours is
yeah, mine is up here, so it's like much higher up. Nonetheless, guys, we are right now in the lobby for final series of tonight. We're only doing the semis.
We're only doing the semis today. So how it's going to work is that it is going to be 2 best-of-5s today to see who's going through to the Premier League. Now, you might think that Copa America is over at that point, but since Copa America it's its own circuit, we're going to see next week on Thursday the grand finals to see who's going to be the winner to get the extra $100, as well as extra points to get to the grand finals, where a $10,000 prize pool waits.
Yes, so altogether, like you make it through into the finals of Copa America, you make it through into Premier League of WCS. That's going to be a lot of money collectively.
That's
you get
a lot.
$4,500 just to make it into Premier. So Kelazhur has guaranteed himself that at least. So
the difference between these series, like this one series to make it into Challenger and Premier, is a difference of 2.5k.
Yeah.
So right now you can think of the fact that CatZ just lost $2,500.
Yeah, but at least he got the 2k.
Yeah,
because I mean, you make it in Challenger, you can guarantee 2,000. So it's not, you don't get out of this completely empty-handed.
But it could have more.
Exactly. Like, why stop when I can have more power and more money?
Kelazhur's like, it's fine, I'll buy route.
Like with his extra $2,500.
Yes, I'll buy you out. Well,
you're sleeping on the sofa tonight. As he like, he moves all of his stuff and like puts up a Terran logo above CatZ's really big like king-size bed.
Well,
like,
to be honest,
pulls down the Zerg portrait.
I'd say that CatZ on Twitter was very humble about it. And he
congratulated his teammates.
Yeah, he really did. So he doesn't seem to be too sad about it.
No, nonetheless, like all the Root guys kind of seem like a tightly knit family. So it's very nice to have an American team like that, you know, stick around.
That being said, though, we're going to have our next series come up soon, but let's look at our players first, because we first off have, if I actually pull that down, we're going to have Cham coming out if I'm not going to be in the way here. So you can see Cham playing for Brawl Esports.
Yes, sir.
Been a bit more focus around them lately. I know I saw an article with him recently.
Cham has been practicing quite a bit as well, you know, getting ready for this. His opponent, on the other side of things, though, is going to be Major, and he is actually teamless. Has a history, extensive history, in fact, with Root. He's been on the team on and off 4 times in total. 4 times,
almost every year since 2011.
Sort of just like makes a return. That being said, guys, we actually have our game started. So let's just, as you can see, without further delay, get right into it.
All right. Well, we have our first player here. Right now, currently teamless, no longer on Root.
You almost want to say it, don't you?
I almost want to say it. He's been so many times. It is going to be none other than Major, the king of TVT in the foreign scene.
Such a monster. Been playing really, really well. Very consistent in Terran versus Terran. Nonetheless, different matchup, different time. His opponent is right here in the bottom right on Coda. It is going to be Team Brawl's Cham.
Right, so there's no TVT at least for Major. If you look actually at his match record, you're going to see Major being pretty good. You know, he's going to beat a lot of the foreign players, even some Koreans here and there. But if you look at his record, you're going to see like some losses here and there, some wins here and there. But look at his TVTs, and you're going to see Like him 3-0ing it in 10s a while back. Like, sure, it's a while back, but still, he like a 3-0. And then you look at every single TVT he's had, and like the first 5 of them were like complete
like
acing.
2-0, 3-0.
Yeah, 2-0, 3-0, 2-0.
Major actually, this was quite a while back, but he did spend some time in Korea.
Oh, yeah.
Where he was practicing. And of course that must have done something for him. Like I said earlier, Major actually hates flying. So
he became Superman. It sounds like one of those stories that like, well, that was this one day in
he
Korea.
got really tired of having to take flights and stuff like that, and wait around in terminals, so he just learned how to fly.
No, I was talking about like how he went to Korea. You're talking about the fact that something happened when he was in Korea.
Oh.
Sounds like one of those Spider-Man stories. Like, well, he went to Korea to practice, but one day...
He got bitten by a radioactive byong. And then he became really good
the
at
Korean bunny bit him.
And then he became really good at TVT.
Oh, well.
or maybe yeah. So
I didn't see that one coming.
Anyway, like I said, he spent some time in Korea nonetheless, and must have done something for him. And I think it's definitely a shame that he doesn't like flying. Because imagine if you would be shipping this guy out all over the place, right? He would be like an insane TVT sniper.
I heard this guy is one of the players. Like, I have no idea personally about how he practices, etc. But I heard that this guy has like tons of talent. So even when he doesn't practice as much, like
he can just like get right into it.
Exactly. Like I heard that sometimes, like when he takes it down like on the down low, he just like takes a few days to practice again, and he's right back at it. We see people like, for instance, Nanawa, who was amazing. And now has
one of the best foreigners of all time.
Exactly, and then right now he has to kind of pick himself back up. It's taking a lot of time. Mage seems to be kind of opposite almost, where he's always going to be really freaking good if he goes to an event. Like, even if he's out of shape, he's going to get into shape like so quickly that it doesn't even matter almost. It feels like it, because tell me the last time you saw a Major in a TVT that is like performing badly.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say no. Haven't seen that lately.
No one has. It's like the unicorns. You want to see it, but it never happens.
It's like it's a very rare sight.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a unicorn? No, you haven't.
No, but but have you seen Major like get crushed in TVT? I haven't.
Me neither.
See,
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
but
there you
it's
have
impossible.
it. It's like literally the same thing.
Yes.
Anyway, do you know what? We have 4 Marines out on the map, Alex, and they're gonna find an Overlord.
Nope, they won't.
Because I just made that up. That was a lie.
Well, you tried at least.
I did try. One thing though, 2 in each gas for Major, and do you know what we saw earlier today?
Yes, I do know that.
We saw a second factory off of 2 in each gas. Not with the 3rd command center, but we have the tech lab started. Is he going to go after that second factory?
Yeah, it's a bit too early though for the tech lab, I feel. Because otherwise you go for factory with the reactor and then into another factory, then tech lab usually.
Yeah, because look, he hasn't started starport, so... Well, I guess it's not going to be Blue Flame. That makes me a little sad.
Yeah.
No starport either, so... It's going to be a fairly slow start in Major, looking to go for that economical focus with a quicker 3rd command center before any additional tech. Cham, though, preparing himself nicely with these Spore Crawlers, getting his 3rd as well.
So right, I know a lot of people are going to wonder, who is Cham? Like, who the heck is this guy? Well, this is the guy who took out Jim Rising 3-1, so
oh, yeah, yesterday.
You better respect him.
That's no small feat. I'll tell you that. A bit of an upset. Actually.
I think a bit more than just a bit. Like, Jim Rising is still considered to be a really strong Zerg player.
One of the better Latin American players.
Yeah, absolutely. I would bet him as a top 4. Absolutely.
I mean, he's like up there with Kelazhur and Major. I mean, in terms of local results, at least.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, looking at the infrastructure, you know, for Major, he's got the 3rd CC, getting those double engineering bays, and adding in more racks, starting that stim. So, for now, just sort of kind of laid back game, really, and think they're going to be spending this very first map to sort of get a feel for each other's play styles, see if there's any sort of opportunity to perhaps find holes in the front line of your opponent, and like maybe I can exploit that next game, you know.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see if Cham can actually take some games off of Major, but I'm going to say Major, by like default, is going to be the most favored one here. But then again, we haven't seen anything from this guy for, as I said before, about 2 months. So I want to see this guy get into a long macro game. I want to see the entirety of his mechanics. Every single decision he makes. Look at this. Right away. Goes in. Tries to get a few drones, but will not give up his advantage. This is something you see really good players do. They go in too far with the Hellions and start losing them to roaches, to queens, to spine crawlers.
The entire thing of like overextending, throwing away units, because so many people go like, yeah, well, I'm killing drones, yay, this is really good. But then suddenly, okay, no more map control. And I definitely agree with you. I really like to see that sort of approach to the game where you just play to conserve your units. Like, instead of giving away your units and killing 5 more drones, you kill 2 or 3, and you retain the units, and which means you can have the opportunity to make another 5 or 6 additional swing-ins, you know, depending on for how long you keep those alive. It just really gives you more options than to blindly throw away those units. So, kudos here to Major.
Whoa.
Well then, hello, Cham.
Whoa, Cham, what is happening? So what we saw was a pre-10 minute 4th base, pre-10 minute infestation pit, and now Overlord drops? What is going on? What is he planning? He can't go Swarm Host, and you know what? You can't go Lurker drops either. What is this?
This isn't Legacy of the Void
Oh
yet.
my god. Is this the 4 Infestor hit
Oh,
squad?
he's gonna, if he goes with these Infestor up, that's gonna be really sick. Goes for super quick hive, 11-minute hive. As Major is pushing out across creep, it does drop a scan. Is going to clean up some of these tumors. Loses a creep spreading queen, and now he's staying right out of that vision range.
Yeah.
Bailing speed not yet done. There we go. Just finished up.
Important notes: there are no mutas and won't be any, because we're going to see an old school style from Cham, which leaves out the mutas and goes straight into Infestors instead. These drops are so dangerous.
Yes, this is actually a bit of corner cutting that I don't really like.
Whoa, that's a tactical pause, if anything.
Cham realizing, wait, I forgot my spire. Give me 10 seconds to sort of regain my composure. But no, so yeah, we've sort of seen this consistently just in these past 2 or 3 days. People kind of skipping out on spire.
Yeah, but not like this though, because we saw a very we saw people like kind of like getting it, but not getting as many mutas, or kind of delaying it.
That was Pig actually.
Yeah, Pig did that a lot.
Wait, he only got like 9 to 12 mutas, very low numbers.
Yeah, even 7 at one point. But the problem here is that what we see is what we saw when before they nerfed the Infestors for Heart of the Swarm. We saw Infestors having instant fungal, so you could always hit them almost.
Oh, that's true.
So the thing is this. Right now he's going for that old school Wings of Liberty style, but also very, very, very quick hive. The Overlord drops is a bit peculiar, I have to say, but I think that's just actually an added gimmick, because I think the main composition at this point, getting such an early hive can only be one thing really. Unless he wants to turtle up and go for Broodlords, which is probably a suicide at this point.
I don't think that's going to work.
I think it's going to be Ultras, and making sure that you're just going to hit those fungals. And if you hit the fungals and have Ultras, you're going to cut everything apart.
Yeah, it's like that's... we were touching upon that briefly. Like, Ultralisks actually have really good damage. But
and health as well.
Yeah, but the hard thing is to gap close versus the opposing army.
Yeah.
But of course, with fungals, it gives you that... it gives you the remedy to the fact that it's so difficult to get close up. Because you lock everything down once you start landing those fungal growths.
Yeah.
So, you know, might as well, just as you say, see some really quick teching towards Ultras. It's not even going to have 3-3 for them. He might be able to squeeze in 2-2 before we see the first initial Ultras start hatching. But nonetheless, the setup for Cham, I feel, is pretty good. The only thing that's sort of keeping him back is the fact that he's not going to have any direct way to actually deal with the drops. So he's going to have to rely on not only catching the drops with his Infestors, but he's also going to have the units in position. And it is definitely going to strain like the position that he's going to be in.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Kind of stretched, you know, with this quick full space.
Yeah, it is very interesting though, especially going for the Overlord drop. So I'm thinking he probably will try to survive the first few pushes from Major, and then he's going to try to like drop to buy some time to get those Ultras. The one issue though, there'll be nothing to kill Medivacs. Although fungus can catch them, you should never get that super high density fungal. It doesn't really happen. You never really see the Medivacs stack so well that you can kind of cast them like mutas. So sure, you might hit like 5 of them or 6 of them, but you should not be able to chain fungal rather that many Medivacs to death.
No, it's kind of hard to catch. Anyway, so we just got an update, right, from our admin. What's going to happen is that we're going to actually remake from replay, guys. So we'll have a quick intermission as just everything is getting sorted out. Cham had some hardware issues, So hopefully he'll be back and all of that will be resolved. But like I said, we'll be back with you guys here, casting the Copa America. Don't go anywhere, because we've just started our last series.
Yeah, which of course is going to be a best of 5. Still the first game though.
Yes, so you know, we're just on the eve of this
this cast, I guess, or this event.
or
Or are you just talking about series?
I was gonna say like
You're talking about
so
series?
the struggle for Premier League.
Oh, struggle for Premier
The
League.
struggle for Premier League.
Well, we're already halfway there, to be honest.
We're halfway. We are. But with that said, we will be right back with you here, guys. So don't go anywhere.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Copa America, aka the WCS Challenger for Latin America. And I'm actually not going to have that mouthful once again. But right now, we're going to see who is going to get into Premier League. We already saw Kelazhur beat CatZ 3-0, and we had some connection issues, or rather some computer issues from Cham.
One of our guys. One of the guys playing right now in the second series. And as you can see, we've actually made it back. We recovered the game.
So it seems like they're just waiting for everyone to be ready, and we're going to jump into it as soon as possible. Now, we did have that engagement just about to happen, which is going to kind of happen again. And it seems like they are both ready. Let's jump in-game, shall we?
Perfect. So, guys, as you can see, countdown. 3, 2, 1, and bang! There we go. A Baneling dies right off at the start of things, and this drop has been deflected for now. So, remember, to any of you guys just tuning in, Cham actually playing it... very old school, playing towards those infestors, getting Overlord drops, no Mutalisks with this, and that of course...
Oh, he cancelled them. It must have been a mistake then.
Oh, he cancelled the...
Overlord drops.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, never mind, he cancelled it.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Yeah, but so no Mutalisks at least, so he doesn't really have any way to deal with this drop, and as you can see, it's now Major is going to be really flexible, and have lots of mobility that he can play around on this map. Hitting this fourth base now, Cham grabbing that as a like astounding 10-30 together with that or hive that he got. Not really coming into play. Nonetheless, we're sort of hitting this point in where Cham has to defend. And once he reaches the massive army that he's sort of trying to get to, that's when he'll be going for massive frontal attacks. But until then, it's just all about not taking too much damage from all of this harassment.
Well, right now we see Adrenaline Gland started for Cham already at 13 minutes in. That's one of the quickest I've seen in a while. Now, Mage's doing an amazing job here with his Medivacs, and he did see the hive on the way, so he knows he has to be very aggressive. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Ultra's Cavern. It's going to happen.
Yeah, ow. Another Queen goes down there to that Widowmine. Starts an Overseer now, so he's going to be able to deal with it. Operating off of 8 gas, which is kind of good. Ultralisks, of course, very gas-intensive units, 200 per Ultralisk. Major, though, does not want this base to stay alive, and he's going to go and hit it right now.
And right now he's so far up in army, really, because of the huge greed here of Cham, and right now Major pushing in it with a lot of Hellbats, and, well, even Widowmines to assist in the back here. It's all about those banes, though!
Getting a fairly good sandwich, and he actually cleans up a lot of this bio. A handful remains. There's a couple of roaches on the ground, not too much, really. More lings in production.
Spine Force.
Yeah, so this hatchery getting really low. It's in the red. One transfuse goes down. That's not going to be enough to keep this alive. And now Major is going to pull up and get out of there as he's behind this pressure, getting a fourth base of his own. But you know what, Alex? I don't even think he's done. He's just gonna prepare, load up, go for another attack, hit that main.
This is exactly what Major needs to do right now. He's just going to load up as much as he can and keep dropping left, right, left, right, left, right. Find bases, try to shut down Cham, because he knows how greedy this guy just was. And look at Cham's bank. He's right now supply blocked at 1300, and he can't even get those Ultras
he's making a single Ultralisk.
That's not going to do anything against these Marauders.
Definitely not going to be enough. And even 3-3 started. Drop coming into the main here. And getting a couple of drones, he's going to bring down this Spore Crawler. Look at this, one Widowmine to go with this. This is actually a very important fact that he has it. Because, I mean, look at that, just instantly evaporating those Zerglings. And now it's going to be really hard. He's already trading very cost effectively here with these drops. And he's maintaining the army presence on the left-hand side as well. So he's just sort of pulling Cham apart in game number 1.
Look at that. This is wonderful play from Major. I mean, just this drop has been performed so well, dropping like individual Marines to kill every single Baneling. And here comes again to the left-hand side. And he drops in the natural at the same time.
Okay, so he's going to lose the Medivacs a little sloppy, right, not paying attention. But you know what? He's at 200 supply at this point.
He's just cleaning supply at this point.
Yeah, 3-3, almost done. It's halfway done for our Terran. Started the upgrades now for the Zug. The first Ultralisk has made his way in. A lot of friendly fire, actually, there on that Widowmines, but still, a single Ultralisk is not going to be enough. I mean, look at the damage over that bio. That Marauder actually doing a ton of work. Did stay alive for a little longer than anticipated, but nonetheless, just these little forces, or strike forces of Terran units, just doing such an excellent job.
They really are. Now getting Swarmos. Not really sure about that choice now with the new Swarmos.
Is that a mistake?
Well, let's see how many he has. 3. I mean, that's a lot of Swarmos for one mistake.
That's like 600 gas.
It is.
Which is 3 Ultralisks, in fact. Kind of flustered, perhaps, I don't know. Now he's got 2 Ultras on the field, and the splash combined is pretty strong. As you can see, actually, we just one chop there, getting a handful of Marines. Major, though, now needs to be a little careful, because Adrenal Glance is done. 3-3 almost finished, and there we go, some more friendly fire, actually, on top of that bio. But now he needs to be very careful about this high ground, because he can engage without actually being in risk of losing any bio there to those Ultras. So the position, actually, for Major is really strong.
Major right now setting up his 4th base, building his 5th. He's going to be a 5 base against 4 soon, and, well, he's just killing off the Locust like nothing. Should be able to focus down the Ultra. It's good, just great focus fire here from Major. And look at those units from the Zerg just falling so quickly. GG from Cham, and Major is going to take that game, making it look easy almost.
Really pulling his opponent apart. The lack of Mutalisks just really hurting our Zerg there. I mean, no way to deal with the drop zone. We just saw Major pulling him apart, right? Really controlling the pace of this first game. Giving him that first map win. So, it's going to go into game number 2, map 2. We actually have a map list somewhere, I do believe.
I do believe so. It is going to be, let's see, minus. It should be Coda, Vanny, Iron Fortress, Echo. And then the last one is, I'm not sure which the last one is. Can't find it in the chat here. They only typed 4, and I can't remember which one they left out. So
the only map that they haven't actually, there's only one map left by default, because they vetoed 2 and then picked 4.
Yeah. I guess Expedition Lost, wasn't that? Yeah, probably Expedition.
Okay, so map 5 will be Expedition Lost. Nonetheless, excellent game from Major.
Yeah.
Cham will have to sort of not play like that, I think, because the way that the modern Terran style has sort of what it's kind of evolved into is just like a hyper flexible, super mobile, very aggressive kind of play. And if you can't deal with the harassment, you generally just get whittled down. As this was sort of a prime example of the strengths of this kind of play.
To use a bit of a pun, there are 2 major styles rather with this kind of bio play. We have one being going on to 3 base and then adding tons of barracks to get that really high pressure like Major did now, adding that kind of late 4th, or you go for a pretty quick 4th, being really greedy to make sure that you're going to win a bit late in the game, but you have secured your economy really, really quickly. But we saw Major being super aggressive and really paid off here.
Yeah, let's see. I think this is the one. Bang, as you can see, loading her in right now. It's going to be on Varney Research Station, ladies and gentlemen. And it is map number 2.
Yeah.
Best of 5 again. So, not too much room for error here. Our first player here in the red. Spawning to the south. And it's going to be none other than Major. With an excellent first map. Can he maintain this form? That's a question. His opponent, though, up here in the up in the north, playing for Brawl Esports, it's going to be Cham.
Yeah. Well, Varney to come out here as the second map. Let's see, though. Cham, he managed to take out Jim Rising, but that was ZVZs. Now, this is ZVT.
Very different.
It is very, very different. I mean, the entire race is another one. Now, here's the thing, okay? Major looked so strong in that game, but Cham's build was really odd, to say the least.
Yeah, it's I think the final edition, as we saw of those 3 swarm hosts, must have been a slip up. Like swarm hosts versus bio, not really the optimal unit choice, I'd say.
No, I tend to agree with that. Now, here's the thing though, Cham goes for the really early drone scout to make sure nothing odd is going to happen to him. Now the question is, will he try to block anything or steal gas or anything? Like, you can do that if you go for the very, very early drone, but he's just going to harass a bit, like this. Now, he kind of is afraid of Major, it looks like.
Look at this, by the way. Just want to point out, right? He sees the 11 gas. So he knows that this is going to be a 3 Reaper opening. Didn't really delay the racks. But, I mean, at least he knows exactly what he's going to be up against. And some of the strength, or rather power, is the element of surprise if you, as an SC, or as a Terran, can get that bunker started. And now we'll probably have Cham looking for it and just sort of staying alert.
Yeah. Well, Major starts off right away with our Reaper, and well, to be honest, it worked pretty well in the first game. So why not just try the second one as well? Going to try to go up to 3 Reapers, and let's see how much damage he will do with that. Already queuing up the second one, but well, we do see Cham going for the pull before gas, delaying his gas quite a bit, but should be coming down soon at least. He needs to get the gas soon.
Unless he wants to
go gasless
and kind of just lose lots of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen gases, but it's
I mean, versus
it's really risky.
Yeah, like especially with the threat of 3 Reaper, and I mean, he even got the gas timing scout, so should not be cutting that.
Triple Reaper is really difficult, actually.
Yeah, like without gas, it's like almost impossible to not lose a couple of drones too.
Yeah.
Because it's all about buying time for that speed to finish off to force the turn away.
But this is gasless, and this is pretty scary stuff.
Oh, Cham. Oh, well, oh man, that was actually really close. If he just mineral walked a little bit more to the left, he would have actually gotten the trap there, and that would have really slowed things down here for Major.
Yeah, well, he didn't lose the Reaper though, and although it was close doesn't really cut it, and oh, he does get that drone and gets away. Really sneaky Reaper. But, well, more to join the fray. Second one joined in here, the third one on the way right now, finishing up in just a few moments as it comes in to kill even more Lings. And, well, Cham right now really struggling. I'm so surprised though, seeing the opening, knowing this is Major, knowing he's behind, still going for gasless.
I don't like this decision at all for Cham. I mean, this is really playing with fire right now. Because, I mean, now we have the third Reaper on the way. The follow-up is going to be standard. Goes right into that third command center. Has the reactor on the way. Factory to go with this. So he's going to follow up with Reapers. Taking a third base here for Cham is going to be literally impossible.
It really is. Right now it's going to be Queens to be the majority of the defense for Cham.
But I mean, one is already really low.
Oh yeah, and the second one will come out to add a lot of DPS, but to be honest, you probably should see Major kill that Queen before. He should be focusing it down right now, and there we go, that Queen is going to fall unless he goes back.
Unless he goes back. Instead he goes and picks up 3 more drone kills, which, you know, I think is a fairly acceptable decision.
Okay, okay, I'll give you that one.
Nonetheless, you know, reducing the Queen card is going to be good. Sees the Roach want to go down, but, you know, what does that matter when there's actually no gas being mined? I don't know if he was quick enough to click it, but he should see.
He should understand when he sees that.
Yeah, because I mean, a Roach one is only minerals, so
yeah, it's not going to be second pool.
Second pool, backup spawning pool.
Yeah, you know, going for super quick hive, going for general glance and speed at the same time. Sickest build ever.
Hive timed speed.
Yeah. Well, with this Roach one, we're going to see double gas, just like any kind of ZVZ with gases. But of course, this is really late. Gas coming out for Cham. I'm not sure what's happened here. Potentially, something went completely wrong for Cham because this is not how it's supposed to be.
No, definitely not. Loses a drone that was supposed to be building that third base. I mean, like I said, it's just not going to work to grab that. It gets the Reaper, which is a nice little pickup here, and the Queens will start to regain some of that health. But still, Cham is really going to have a hard time making something happen. He's already lost a couple of drones to the first initial Reapers, and he's going to be down in terms of economy just because he can't get that third base secure. Major already, third CC done. He's setting up his infrastructure now, and he's soon going to be looking to put on some more pressure. Once the medevacs start coming out once again, I mean, Roaches, sure, they're pretty good in a straight-up engagement, but when your Terran opponent is completely avoiding that, I mean, how do you deal with that?
I like this as well. I mean, look at that. Major actually individually controls the Reaper to get the max amount of damage, and although losing both of them, he now knows, okay, your main defense is still just Queens. You got a few Roaches out, sure, but that also meant the allows delayed not to show it as quickly as possible, so the Roach speed is really late for Cham. His third, sure, it's going to stay for some time, but that means the Major still can just turn up his own base and be completely fine. And what is Cham's goal here? Like, is he going to go into 1-1 Roach? Really? Against a Major who's going to get drops once again?
But I mean, has he even dropped the evolution chambers for this?
No, he hasn't.
So, like, if that's what was going to be his plan, it would still be just, like, super late upgrades as well to go with this. So, Cham's sort of just not really certain in what direction he wants to be heading here. Drops a Baneling, so we might actually see him try to go for the Roach Baneling all in with no upgrades. But still, it's just going to be like really odd position.
No, he's trying to probably go into standard play.
Look at this, he's oversaturated, by the way, in that natural.
Yeah.
Way too oversaturated.
Sounds like you're gossiping almost. It's like, hey, did you know that Cham actually oversaturated his natural?
Yeah, it's like, some stuff.
It's like, oh, really? But yeah, okay, so he's going to kind of turtle up here, but remember, it's very easy to drop and kill these Evo Chambers later on. That Bane is very susceptible as well to a drop play. And it looks like, let's see just if it's going to be melee. Yes. So
okay.
Standard play, speed on the way as well. But I don't know, that was a very awkward opening, and like Cham should be really far ahead soon in supply, but well, Major is actually ahead slightly.
Yeah, and you know, once the racks 4 and 5 finish up as well, he's going to be pulling even further ahead. I think like Cham just sort of put sticks in the wheels of his bicycle there. Sort of
now that's just evil
on his own, you know. Like you're getting a bit clumsy.
Whoa.
Goes glider, reconstitution, and okay, so that's defensive Banes, but
oh, he's just going to cut out. Okay, so we saw this action from Snoot a while back, where you cut out Spire, and you just go Ling, Roach, Bane on the ground to get these amazingly big and big engagements.
Is it just like a big frontal assault?
Yes.
Kind of thing?
Yes, absolutely exactly what it is, but you have no defense really, because all you can do to defend is just move your army left and right and try to deal with medivacs, but there's no way to kill them, which is going to be really annoying for you. So you have to get some big trades early on.
Yeah, we'll see. One scan goes down. He sees what's going on. Major's sort of just going to take this fight. Look at that. Cleans out those Lings really quickly. 1-1 is going to finish during this fight. Combat shield also very close to completion. Right now, Cham, only with a couple of roaches, well, gets... so I don't know what really triggered Major to pick up that at the very last second, maybe.
It's a bit too much.
Yeah, his units are actually getting fairly low. I just realized that. But nonetheless, he's going to see no force base around 12 minutes. So no super economy here for Cham really to be scared of. Now...
Second factory goes down for the extra Widowmine production.
Oh, I like this. I like this. Widowmines, of course, is going to be very strong versus this, as long as he can make sure that Cham can't be peeling off individual units.
The armor is down, but where's the 2-2? There we go. 2-2 now starting.
Plus 2 armor.
Yeah, where's the attack though?
Yeah, he's got the gas for it.
Yeah,
he's got the gas. Major, did you forget +2 attack? It's a very important upgrade, buddy.
Well, he's hopefully getting it soon, but right now he's just harassing. He's keeping Cham back, and now he's the Banes as well.
And he also, do you know what? He also saw more roaches. So this is going to be a big tell that there's not going to be any threat of mutas, and he's going to definitely be utilizing this. Hits this natural and not really long. Whoa! Big Bailey connection there. So managed to actually push that back.
Yeah, a bit sloppy here.
Yeah, he was prepared though, so I like that from Cham.
Yeah, he was, but that's the problem though. That's what he needs to kind of survive against drops, but he wants to attack right now. He wants to roll straight into that third base and kill everything of it, Major, but, well, it's going to be difficult. Very, very difficult, so, well, as they pass each other like two ships in the night, Cham is just going to have to run back.
Yeah, he's leaving a couple of Banelings morphing into the left-hand side. I don't know. Whoa, that's a big arc of roaches. Needs to be very careful about the small force of bio. Kind of isolated. Now the Banelings actually themselves getting sort of trapped between a rock and a hard place. They're going to be forced to back out, but now the main bulk of the Zerg army is heading south, and even more Banelings being added into this. The reinforcements is going to be purely Speedling. Gets a big connection there with the Widowmine on top of a lot of those Banes, and now Major is just going to be kiting back. He needs to sort of regroup with his army, or rather with the rest of his army, but where is it? There we go.
Yeah, well, I think Major has just enough to kind of hold against this, but of course with the base, it's all about the splits and target firing. Now here they come, and Major's doing a good job so far. He's really good at focus firing these bases, and that's really what's keeping him in this game, right? Or rather, not keeping his main game, but keeping him away from losing way too many units. Now, even adding bunkers, I like this from Major. Now, he needs to kind of just keep dropping, though.
Yeah, like, because no flexibility in the Zerg army. This is also going to force a little bit of a choke, which makes it hard for the Zerg to engage. Does pick up one of those SCVs constructing. Major, I like this. Maintaining control of the tower, so he can at least keep tags on the right-hand side. Stims on forward here. Tries to go for a little bit of a poke. Kind of just prodding the army here of Cham right now. These guys fairly even in supply, but roaches, of course, can be very deceiving. And here we go. Cham deciding to engage right in. There's a lot of Widowmines in this army, and these connections need to be very good. The Banelings actually initially have some pretty good waves, and they're getting right on top of this bio. Still two Banelings remain with us, and the connections are fairly good. The third one rolls in, hits that Marauder. Not the best, but still, he's crushing the left-hand side towards this third base. Reinforcements from the main is streaming down here for Major, but he actually takes a massive Baneling hit on that ramp and loses a lot of that reinforcing bio. And Cham, just in the constant stream of blue, is going to have to sort of regroup here, but he's actually doing an excellent job right now. He even got Overlords with this, with that Overlord speed, which tagged a couple of those Widowmine shots.
Yeah, but remember though, one of the Widowmines, actually both Widowmines did reset, but one of course going cooldown again. So right now, one ready again. Major still has these Widow Mines on the field, killing off a few units at least, and even getting vision of these Banes morphing. So now Major knows what's up. He's going to start dropping towards this 4th base, which is the gold base, as well as just keeping himself gathered. Remember, although he did take some damage, he did do a good job of focusing those Banes, and he's still keeping in the same amount of supplies as opponents.
Yeah, that's a very important detail. Nonetheless, though, one thing here that's really good that you point that out to anyone who missed it, the upgrades. That's slowly going to start hurting Cham more and more, because do you know what?
Oh, it should be a 3-3. Gets 1-1.
Yeah, 3-3 starts as +2 carapace begins being researched here for Cham. He even cancels it for a second, restarts it. What's going on here? Nonetheless, the timing window for Major here is going to be absolutely massive. And if he can start taking a couple of decisive battles, then suddenly we'll just see Cham falling behind. Because, to be honest, versus 3-3 Bio, 13 medivacs in the skies, as Zug on 1-1, like, doesn't matter what composition you have, it's going to be impossible to take a good fight.
Yeah, but here we go once again. Cham trying to get beneath these medivacs, but the problem for everyone right now is that you can't actually see below the medivacs. So you don't really know how many units are below that, but
you don't know what's going on, really.
No. But, well, we see a drop into the main base here of Cham. And I like this for Major. Now, he should be dropping, as we saw before, if he has the multitasking. But he's focusing so much right now on that gold base. We'll lose this drop, unfortunately. But focusing down on that 4th base as he's pushing across the map. So focusing on more important things right now.
Now, this drop is going to be forced to pull out of there. Gold hatchery now fairly low. Darting on forward here across creep. Clearing more creep tumors. Gold base once again operational for mining. But still, the army for Cham is going to get worse and worse as this game progresses. And once again, a massive arc of Terran Bio on the left-hand side of this crevasse, or the little, looks like a little pond. Nonetheless, once again, dropping in towards the gold, cleaning out a lot of these drones. He's going for the focus fire on the hatchery. Is he going to get it, though? Is it going to be enough?
Not really, but, well, he does save a lot of these bio units, and, well, that means the Major right now, who's pushing to the left-hand side, either forces the army to the right, which he is, actually.
Man. He's doing an excellent job right now. He's going to dart on towards his 3rd.
Yeah,
and a lot of pressure here right now for Cham. And like, Alex, I can't stress this enough. His army right now is terrible to fight with this. 3-3 is almost done.
Oh, no. Oh, no. This minefield is way too much for Cham. But he's coming in from both directions. He's trying to shut down Major.
Gets a beautiful sandwich there, forcing Major to pick up all of the remainders of his army. The gold base harassment has been cleaned up, and now, even though Major losing a lot of that army, his economy is actually looking pretty good. He's got the 4th base behind all this, but nonetheless, I'm taking a really good engagement. But the problem is going to be this, right? We have 3-3 done now for Major, and as the roaches...
Are you kidding me? A few handful of bio units are right now alive, and they're trying to focus down.
They might actually get this hatch, but the roaches try to hit that 4th. Not really doing enough. The planetary was there. This game actually suddenly taking a turn for the crazier.
Yeah, look at this 3-3 against 2-2 right now, as these bio units just start to shred through drones left and right. 14 workers have gone down, and that gold base, although still standing, not mining all too much, as we now see eventually Major picking up, but his next force is ready already, and Major can still just kill that gold at any more points.
In the red still.
Yeah.
Not really having anything, and that's just going to be a GG, like, continuously getting worse and worse trades, even though like really good engagement at 3rd base. He backed off a little bit too early. I think he could have like closed the vice, cleaned up more, or maybe just left a couple of units behind to make sure there would be no way really for Major to continuously hit that angle, because he had lots of weak spots, and once again, just no way to actually handle the drops except actually being forced to trade units.
Yeah,
is not the most efficient way for Zerg to handle it or to deal with it.
No, so the issue is, of course, those, or rather, are those drops, and well, it comes down to having those spore crawlers or queens ready and set up so you can kill them off.
It's a very like you have to actually have the not only have the actual units and the static defense, but you have to have the right position.
Oh yeah. And of course, when he gets into this this kind of point in the game, you can't really be running back to try to defend against the drops. Instead, it's all about your defense at home. Maybe you leave like 3 or so units. Like you can leave a few links and banes. Like we saw once in the natural, him having a few banes ready.
Really good actually.
Yeah, they actually did the job. But the problem is this: he never really got. He actually just once got that big engagement at the 3rd base, which actually didn't go all too bad. You know, of course, Major still held, and he was ahead because of it. But if we saw much earlier that decisive one A move attack almost.
Big like frontal assault.
Yeah, right towards that third base. You could have seen much more damage early on.
I agree. That's like one of the things as well. I mean, I'm just adding really to the book of issues of not having Mutalisks.
No, I'm actually a big I'm a really big fan of people who decide to go heavy into mutas. But if you do cut them out, I feel you have to have a really good reason to do so.
A very specific idea.
Yes.
And if you're planning to go for an attack, because that's generally what they do, any Zerg that skips on mutas, he has a very specific attack timing in mind. And if you start getting dropped and you sort of like, oh no, you get flustered and you start pulling back, you can't do that.
Exactly.
Like, that's when you die. So, if Cham is going to be playing that way now, he needs to be much more decisive. He needs to focus on, like, the goals that he sets for each individual game. Much more. Can't let his opponent grab the better, or rather get the better of him. But as you can see, we're now jumped in, and this might be the very final game, guys.
It might be.
Yeah, it's there's a lot on the line. So, anyway, our first player in the top left. We're on Iron Fortress. He's up 2-0. It's going to be the Red Terran Major.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand side right now, down 2 games, 1 game away from certain defeat. And of course his chance to grab all that prize money and his place, his first ever place in the Premier League, is of course Cham. And what would you say right now? Because let's assume Cham is not out of it yet. Cham still has a chance, okay? Let's assume that. That means that there's still a chance that Cham comes back 3 games in a row, beats Major, and gets into Premier League. How crazy wouldn't that be?
Well, it's a turnaround like that is like when you're down like this. I mean, and in the fashion that he's also lost these games, I would say that there's a very small percentile of like the odds of him actually being able to do that. But if he can grab this first game, like if he can crush Major now in this map. And then play a very decisive and controlled game number 4.
Yeah.
Then definitely, then I'd say the result can be open to any of these guys. But right now, it's just looking as if he's struggling so hard.
Oh yeah.
And it's not even the fact that Cham has sort of been miscontrolling his army. It's more the fact that his composition has just not been the correct one to deal with what Major has.
To be honest though, I feel that it's always, or rather always, well, it's been 2 games, but in these 2 games, it's been Cham who goes into something very specific and Major just crushes it. So it feels right now that if Cham just played standard, could he do that? Could he just play standard Ling, Bling, Muta and still beat Major? I'm right in questioning that, because why would you in that case go for super early ultra, super risky stuff, and then second game go into Ling, Bling, Roach and cut out all the Mutas and just hope that Major doesn't, have that great drop control?
I mean, that's a good question.
Yeah. Well, well, if let's just say Cham has a chance to do this, let's just say it would be pretty insane to see this guy get into Premier League.
If he can make the comeback.
Yeah, like everyone was like, who's Kelazhur? Now everyone would be, who's Cham?
But I mean, he's already here. He's already secured himself.
Made a far, yeah.
Yeah. So he's already got $2,000 in his pocket. He's in Challenger League, and
there's no shame in Challenger League. That's actually really difficult.
Yeah. So I mean, he's already sort of made his mark outside of Latin America.
But is he going to make it though globally?
Is he going to make it like a little bigger? He's etching things on the WCS tree.
The thing is, like, the difference between Premier and Challenger League is astronomical, because Challenger League is for every region. It's like the best players in the region, or like the ones who made the furthest at least. But the Premier League, you're going to see these guys face against Zest. You're going to see them face against the likes of Life or Parting, or like even the European players like UC Kane and maybe even like TLO we saw previously.
I mean, there's a whole plethora of guys from all over the place. So I mean, there's going to be very interesting dynamics to how all of these different sort of ideas of how to play the game interact with each other, because the metagame, of course, is kind of constantly shifting. It has stagnated a little bit now as of recent, just because the game is really figured out.
But it's very different between the regions.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to come to, right? So Korea is generally the first to come up with a general idea for what the metagame is going to be. But one thing, of course, to mention is the fact that CatZ has had a very strong influence from him, of course, from Latin America. I mean, we've seen many of these Korean Zergs specifically shout out to him in Pro League and the GSL because he's had some very interesting ideas of how to deal with certain things in the metagame. So he's definitely left his mark, you know. But nonetheless, because I digressed a little there, to touch upon the subject that you brought up, is the fact that the metagame is actually a little different from region to region. And nonetheless, I'm very excited to see, like, as we start closing things up, wrapping things up here in WCS, getting closer to the global finals, how will these different ideas of a metagame collide?
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting, especially I feel China right now has a very special metagame, especially when it comes to like PvZ, but in all the matchups kind of. Now, let's look at this game though, because we saw Major going into the siege tank, interestingly enough. Did he actually finish it up? Yes, it did.
So playing a little bit more... What? Oh, he's gonna siege up here on the left-hand side of that third base. Because these positions are kind of similar to those of Deadwing, if you guys remember that. Like, you had the third bases like completely adjacent to each other, so you could actually not mine. Look at this, he's even setting up a bunker. This is going to be a bit of a strong point, a little outpost. And, well, it's going to make it impossible here for Cham to actually mine for quite some time.
Yeah, so you can't really reach the hatchery, but you can reach the workers mining. So you're going to shut down just about every mining.
He might actually be able to, you know, if he stands on the very edge, but I think that would put him in range of roach attacks as well.
Yeah, absolutely would. Well, he's going to run in with Hellions as well. And, he is going to go past like this. Might get a few kills, and Major, he knows when to go in with these Hellions. I see a few roaches.
Oh, the drones are actually starting to stack up a little bit here. First volley, initially good. 5 kills already. 2 Hellions remain. They still have a lot of damage potential on them. Cham, though, handling this fairly well. Only losing 5 drones. That could have been a lot worse. But the first siege tank in position now to lock down this third base mineral line, and already Cham, you know, starting to pull drones away, and this is a little annoying. You know, the fact that can't really be mining. You want to be getting that saturation up ASAP, but this siege tank is going to actually deny that.
Yeah, let's see if he actually moves behind the minerals. It looks like he's going to try that. Now, Cham goes into a very quick infestation pit once again. This is just like before when he went into that pre-10 minutes infestation pit. Now here comes the roaches. And you can't pick up siege tank who's sieged. So we're going to see if it actually does unsiege first. We need to see it unsiege. There we go. And maybe we'll save that at least. We'll lose his marines. But then again, here comes siege tank. Drop her ass. Why not?
Keeping a single tank in that medevac.
Yeah.
Viking actually getting 2 overlord kills. So being a little annoying here. He's going to siege up here once again and start hitting those queens. Will be forced to pick up eventually because now the roaches are making their way down here.
Yeah, just harassing a bit. Now Cham goes into something very similar like the previous, or the first game, and well, he's probably going to set up a 4th base fairly soon. But once again, there's not going to be any mutas whatsoever, and I feel that with the Major starting to drop fairly soon, it's going to be just way too hard for Cham to hold out.
We might have a repetition of game number 2.
Yeah. Well, actually, game number 1.
Game number 1, because I mean he's doing fairly similar things here, getting that really quick hive, and the melee upgrades, 1-1 already on the way. But yeah, the drops. That's going to be the big thing. I really don't like the fact that he's skipping out on that spire, because especially on a map of this size, there are so many angles. You know, where we can see Major prepare by unloading the first 2 medics and then stimming up instead of just getting right on top of things to speed up the damage that he can start dishing out.
Yeah. Well, Major right now, he's starting to push across the map here with a pretty well set up army, as well as these first medevacs coming out. Now he sees the roaches trying to catch a few of them, and that's only 4 roaches fighting. A good catch right away from Major, who's stimming forward, and will catch another chunk of roaches. That's 8 roaches going down straight away, killing off the queen and the lol creep tumors. This is a great start for Major. Might even find this 4th base.
Oh, this is actually a really annoying timing as well to be attacked right now. Cham only having Zerglings, they're not going to be able to deal with 1-1 bio like this. They're all stacked up, so no really good surface area. The Roaches are going to be making their way back in here. This bio is fairly weak, but I don't think he's going to have enough. These two Marauders at the back doing so much damage with this 1-1 upgrade, and this fourth base is going to get taken out. At the same time, the third base coming under fire right now. Is that a siege tank once again? It's the tank from the very start of the game, still locking down that area. And now, Major with this third base up and operational, with that 2-2 on the way, he's just putting himself up in a really good position. And just because lack of mutas, we see Cham struggling in the exact same fashion. And here comes Majors marching across the map. He's on a mission, and I don't know if Cham is going to have enough to stop it.
That hero siege tank still alive, and here comes Major dropping into the main base, going to deal as much damage as he can with these few units as he right now is pushing across the main base.
Those Widow mines just kind of, we don't care. But I mean, look at that, Major.
Oh,
80
ouch.
supply.
Yeah,
this game is just over.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Major just took such a big lead when there were no mutas, and once again, Cham has no other option but to tap out.
No, sir.
And, well, that was another very quick series. Another 3-0, I have to say. I'm a bit surprised we saw no wins from either player who got defeated. Yeah, no Zerg wins here.
So that means that both Kelazhur and Major will be making it into Premier League. So congratulations to those guys.
Yeah, once again, by the way, congratulations.
Yes,
second time for both of them.
Because they got the direct seed into challenges just because of they qualified for Premier last season. So yeah, nonetheless, congratulations. Very well played games, I have to say, from both our Terrans.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, Root Terrans, although Major's still not on Root,
no,
but
he's not.
He has been for such a long time.
I mean, I remember casting him and saying, yeah, well, it's Root Major, so...
Yeah, well, you know what, it was a pretty great series for Major, I would say. I want to see Cham...
Looking really good right now, though.
He really is. But I want to see if Cham could pull that off. I want to see how it looks like, because I haven't seen
a reverse.
I would like to see what it looks like when Cham wins with that build. It would be very interesting.
I'm a little sad we didn't see it sort of go the distance there, but I mean it was just him sort of getting punished for not having a really good composition. But with that being said, guys, you've been watching us here casting Copa America. And, of course, the Latin American qualifiers for WCS of players making it all the way into Premier League will be Brawl Gaming's Kelazhur. No, that was actually, that was Cham, that was Brawl.
Yeah, Brawl.
We had Root Gaming's Kelazhur.
Yes.
And Teamless Major, ex-Root Gaming Major. CatZ and Cham will get those $2,000 and spots in Challenger.
Plus the $100 for Copa America, of course.
Yes, that's true. A bit of extra pocket money. But still, our Terrans making it through, so they're probably very happy.
They absolutely are. And of course, don't forget to check them out in the Premier League when it does come around. So,
like next week.
Yeah, I don't know the dates for it.
I don't know. Well, it'll be up there somewhere.
Yeah, and of course, Copa America, as I said, it's its own circuit. So Copa America Season 1, or rather, Season 1 is not done yet.
No.
It's actually going to continue next week on Thursday with the Grand Finals for Season 1. Now, you might look at Team Liquid and say, well, that's not a lot of prize money. That's because all the prize money is put into that last final, grand final season.
Yeah, the offline event.
Yes.
With a prize pool of $10,000. So imagine like you make it far there, and we've had Major make it into Premier League. So, in fact, Major actually won last season's Copa America Grand Finals. I think he landed a good $5,000 off of that 10k prize pool. So I mean, this guy definitely looking really strong in the domestic scene. With that being said, I think that we don't really have anything else to talk about because we talk about games, and well, we're kind of out of games for tonight.
Yeah, I think that is actually the case. So, well, thank you for having us. It's been our first Copa America, really.
Yes, sir.
We started last week, and it's been a blast so far.
It's been many rough nights, but yeah, had an excellent time here casting with you. And we've been also working now from Cruxel Studios in Stockholm, Sweden, so really happy and lucky to be able to work from this amazing setup.
Absolutely, I love this, like with the background and everything going on. It's
really nice,
fantastic.
super smooth.
It is. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Of course, you can check out Copa America. It's going to come out around next week. Of course, you can check out the other streams as well. It's in Spanish and Portuguese.
We're not the only one, but we are the only. I think we're the only English.
The only English one, yes.
Yeah. That being said, though, hope you've enjoyed the games, and that's going to be all from us here tonight. So to everyone watching, thank you very much, and we bid you a good evening.